Loompa. Hi. I'm Goddess Nazca. I'm a trucker man. We're reacting to...
He's trying to impersonate Trump.
It's Veggie Trump.
Veggie Trump.
Oompa doopity doo. Boy, do I have a story for you. Unless you're over the age of 60, it's like...
Why did he put cotton balls on his eyebrows?
I don't know. I told you it was funny.
likely you have fond childhood memories of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Whether it's the original Roald Dahl book with a sequel that includes a nightmare realm called Minus Land that you exist in before your birth, or the Gene Wilder classic, which has a tunnel that's somehow more terrifying than Minus Land, or the Johnny Depp remake with Saruman the Pearly Whites, or the very new Wonka origin movie in which the House of Wonka is moved to the planet of Arrakis to
I've
get...
always seen the original one.
You haven't seen the Johnny Depp one?
Bits and pieces. I've never actually seen the full thing.
Huh.
magical chocolate from the sandworms.
He's losing
Yes,
his
we all
eyebrows.
have very fond memories of poor little Charlie
The pieces of cotton that he stretched.
Bucket and his golden ticket, Willy Wonka and his zany inventions, and Grandpa Joe. The most successful
Joe.
benefits scammer in British history. But in each adaptation, however, our friendly chocolatier can't help but be tainted with a touch of eldritch horror. With a story that is actually very, very messed up if you read the cliff notes without the charming aesthetic. But what if you were to strip that aesthetic away and laid bare the machinations?
So ultimately, is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original, is basically like those old, like the original Cinderella and all that stuff where it's really dark.
Probably.
Of a cocoa-addled mind. What horrors would reveal themselves? How dark could it get? And how much would it cost? As it turns out, £35. Let's talk about how a man...
Okay, so the tickets for that was $35 in poundies.
Pounds, so it's probably more. It's probably like $40 a person.
I want to know who in the right mind would take their child to this. I mean, who even cares about Willy Wonka?
Tried to make some quick cash by haphazardly throwing together one of the worst children's events in history, which resulted in a small army of parents wanting to kill him.
Yeah.
So come with me, and you'll be in a world of letdowns and frustration. The Glasgow Willy Wonka experience.
Watch the world burn.
The meth out Oompa Loompa.
Please leave a like and a comment on this video because it really helps me in the algorithm. As you all know, I am very, very fond of the odd spell of fishing. I like to subject myself and whoever I'm courting out to a nice day sitting by the water whilst absolutely nothing. Back to the video. Cast your mind back to the heady days of February 2024. Kate Middleton is missing, Dune 2 is about to come out in the cinema and show the world just how evil bald people are, and you're looking for something fun to do with your children at the weekend. Perhaps the event for you is one organised by Billy Cool and his company, House of Illuminati Limited.
Okay, so this Willy Wonka experience was in Britain.
Scotland, but yeah.
Oh, Scotland.
He said he was down from where he lives.
Oh, so he's... God, what the hell's going on with those eyebrows?
They're falling off.
I'm sorry, that distracted me so much.
They're just behind everything bad that happens to children, aren't they? But anyway, according to his LinkedIn... Sorry, I've got alopecia. Billy was a man with a wealth of experience in crafting marketing campaigns and events. Which is technically true. He gained such experience at a Santa's grotto that he held in 2021. which was mysteriously suddenly shut down after toys and gifts had already been donated. And Billy just kept all the fucking toys. I'm starting to think that Billy Cool
There goes the other one.
Pija again. See if this is what
he's
it's like having
free.
hair. I don't want it. But anyway, I'm starting to think that Billy might be a thieving, conning little bastard. But that was during COVID. You know, that's not normal. And Billy is our guy. And Billy has a plan. Between the grot...
So he randomly came up with this scam because I guess he figured, hey, people were stuck inside for a good year plus. So why not? Oh, it's an event that you can take your kids to.
And our topic of the day, Billy was a bit of an author. And he was a hell of a writer, managing to write 7 whole books in the space of just a year. Even Stephen King, at the height of his $6,000 a day cocaine addiction, wasn't even writing that much. Billy must be
put the eyebrows back on.
Genius.
Yeah, you just
How
caught
the
that?
hell did he manage to write 7 whole books in the space of just a year? AI. The books were completely AI generated.
The eyebrows keep moving again.
You're distracted.
I'm distracted by the cotton eyebrows. Okay, so he used AI to write his
They
books,
are all
goody.
completely unreadable gibberish, and I love them all very, very much. 3 of them have the word shadow in the title. They use the same characters, have the same chapter names, and 2 of them have a main character called Sarah. Even though the books are not sequels or linked to each other in any way. They're totally separate and standalone books. This means that Billy was so lazy that not only did he use AI to write these books entirely, he also used the exact same prompt to generate...
It's getting in his eye! Why is it falling in his eye? So basically he had the AI just rewrite the same book with kind of different...
prompts. He was that lazy.
Wow.
The motherfucker was so lazy that he didn't even change the fucking prompt. He just kept hitting enter and then publishing the results as a full book. Without even at least proofreading them first. Saul McGoodman moved on to his next speech. House of Illuminati began advertising something called Willy's Chocolate Experience. An event that was meant to simulate, though remain legally distinct from, a tour through Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
For legal reasons.
The name change was to avoid copyright infringement.
Of course.
Willy's Chocolate Experience sounds like a euphemism for the prison showers. Or a visit to London. Also,
Willy's chocolate.
Or visit the same, or...
Dude! You know what that makes me think of?
What?
Okay, Willy. Chocolate. Experience.
Yeah, you just now got that?
Yes.
Or a trip to San Francisco for those in the States.
Who's got
Willy
a
Wonka's
Bofox?
OSHA violation-riddled midget sweatshop slave camp would be the very last place that I would take a child.
Yeah.
But Billy, like Icarus with chocolate wings, forged on ahead. Now, you can't spell advertising without an A and an I in there somewhere. So Billy worked day and night, or for maybe 5 minutes, as you'll soon see, typing prompts into some AI image generator to create some fucking absolutely sensational artwork to promote.
Crappy pictures do not make entertaining experience.
As you're about to see.
His event.
Dude, that made me think of the Pokemon event we went to. It was free admission, and it had more going on for it than this.
Yeah, to the point we couldn't get in the place.
Oh yeah, it was so crowded.
Hayao Miyazaki wept, for he knew that no matter how good Studio Ghibli food looked, it couldn't approach the majesty of algorithmic candy cane mountains.
What the fuck is this? I gotta take a video off for just a second to see it. Ugh.
It's just a bunch of little swirly durlies of candy.
And procedurally generated chocolate rivers. I mean, look at this. That's Gene Wilder. in the flesh.
What'd they do
fucking
to his
brought him back
face?
just to advertise this event. And look at the promises in this poster. You're telling...
Okay,
Here, I'll read them all off for just a second so y'all can read this.
cat dating? What?
What? Live performance, cheer,
Catchy tunes.
lollipop,
Exercise day, right?
What the fuck is this?
What? A parade of sweet treats. Prize? Paradise?
Yeah, it was made by AI.
Paradise! Yeah.
that for just 35 of my hard-earned pounds, I can enjoy Carchy Tons, Exacerbatory lollipops, and enter a paradise of sweet teats.
Oh.
Don't even get me
spelled.
started on how...
Okay, so I wasn't just retarded and I actually couldn't read it because it wasn't words. Yay. Aw. More bodies. You boogie.
enshrining the entertainment is going to be. The event was slated to take place from the 24th to the 25th of February at the Box Hub
eyebrows
Warehouse in Glasgow.
Now they keep
Now,
moving.
this wasn't just a local affair. One family actually drove 2 hours from Dundee to attend
Why?
this event. Now, I know...
How bad up are you to go to an event like this?
Maybe they liked Willy Wonka and they thought it'd be funny.
No. They got the cabin fever. This was after the COVID.
If you're American, that's not very far, but in Scotland, that is considered a Frodo and Sam level expedition.
Is it like driving through Texas?
Probably.
So the big day arrives and the children are kicking the back of your seat for the whole 2 hours of driving.
Damn.
But you're from Dundee. So you imagine that wherever you're going just has to be better than fucking Dundee. And in most scenarios, you would be correct. Your average Dundonian
I don't know what
would
Dundee is, but it must be very bland.
visit a Holocaust museum because it has a comparatively fun vibe.
I can't
However,
spell the
you are
God.
instead greeted by this. This is what I imagined the end of civilization would look like.
Oh.
Seeing these images made me feel the same way that I
Come
felt when I
with
got to the
me,
ending of Dark Souls
and
3.
you'll be
When every
in
universal
a
horror
world of pure nothingness.
was coalescing into an incomprehensible singularity, where every single person and entity in the world is just mentally checked out and accepted their fate because they know that no matter what they or the Ashen One does,
Yay,
the
it's so
first flame
black
is going to fade,
and white.
everything, including them, will return to nothingness.
Look at the chocolate river of...
It's just paper chocolate.
It's not even a river, it's a kiddie pool. It's the
There are
chocolate
thousands of
kiddie
years of
pool.
civilizations, kings and queens, mighty empires, warriors, legends, love stories, historical sagas. Their entire history will vanish like it never even happened in the first place.
What are you doing?
And the last thing that you hear as the darkness descends is some council scheme Oompa Loompa asking you, Ashen One, doth thou want some Tesco value lemonade?
Oh god. You think they were legit making drugs?
They were legit on drugs.
Pictures of the event are well beyond viral. The bridge
Yeah.
over the printed paper chocolate river, the
Wow, it's
photo op
amazing.
that looks like a PVC background.
This just reminds me of DashCon.
Oh god, it does! It's the exact same!
Or Firefest. Of course, I don't think that... I don't think
No,
people got-
Firefest was just... No, this is DashCon. This is like
Things that your
DashCon.
mum would hang on the wall for a
Did somebody pee in the bounce house? I'm surprised he didn't have a ball pit. God, you couldn't spring
child's
for a
birthday
ball
party.
pit.
The massive area of
There's the
tables and
bounce
chairs.
house.
Someone shit in there. You know someone did. Oh, fuck.
You broke it. What'd you do?
We left off.
Stop breaking things.
There.
The massive area of tables.
Okay. I love the random little pink and purple bounce house, and then everything else is black and white.
It looks like they put a bounce house in like a school cafeteria, not even a good school.
This is in the bounce house.
tables and chairs despite the food being served at
I
the
want my
Willy
money
Wonka
back.
chocolate event.
$40, you can walk around this black and white doll hellscape with a tiny little bridge and some paper mache lollipops, a paper mache kiddie pool of fake chocolate, and a bounce house! The bounce house! He does. I go use the bathroom or where
Consisting of
I don't think anyone did. I'm just saying. I bet you someone probably did. I was kind of making a reference to Dash Con people peeing in the ball pit.
Or rainforest, the diapers.
literally half a cup of Tesco value lemonade.
Free tea!
One singular jelly bean.
You heard me right.
One
a
single jelly bean.
Not a packet of jelly beans. A single fucking jelly bean.
You get one bean, and if you get the black one, you're doomed.
All 4 kids' nightmares.
35 quid. The actual event was a tour through Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. With
You spent $40 to walk around in this bland area with a bounce house, and you get barely a quarter of a drink of lemonade and one single solitary jelly bean, and I bet you don't get to choose the flavor.
poor struggling actors playing the parts of Wonkadoodles, which
value.
were Oompa Loompas, but with a name change to avoid lawsuits. Willy McDuff, who was Willy Wonka, but with a name change to, again, avoid lawsuits. And an evil chocolatier known
Kids'
as
nightmares.
the Unknown.
What is that? It's the unknown.
What the fuck?
Now, I'm sure you
Did you hear that kid? Yeah.
These kids are traumatized.
Oh,
They're never
God.
gonna touch candy again.
It was the phantom of the warehouse.
Or the crackhead we paid $20 to stand over there.
questions.
The phantom
what
of
the
the
fuck
warehouse
is the unknown?
there.
How do you know they're called
Terrorizing your kids.
Wonkadoodles? How can a chocolatier be evil? Well, in terms of that last question, you clearly haven't looked into Nestle an awful lot. But for the other
Right.
questions, it is because we have exclusive backstage, behind-the-scenes access to the grand vision for this event.
You know what would have probably made this?
What?
Instead of getting creepy guy that he just clearly grabbed a Halloween costume and threw it on him and was like, go scare the kids, he could have just grabbed a furry. It probably would have been better.
I am an omnipotent god of budget chocolate factory tours.
Yay.
For I know all. And the fate of the unknown is not unknown.
Yeah.
Because you see, the script for this event
Was nothing.
leaked.
Oh.
And of course, it was fucking AI generated.
Oh,
It is
lovely.
honestly a thing of beauty. An AI generated mess, not limited by the scope of budget, physics, live production hurdles, or audience free will. Now, I'm not going to read to you the entire script, but I will highlight a few points about it that I find particularly fucking absurd. So,
Yay.
the first thing that I just have to point out is the fact that this may be the first show in history where you, as an audience member, better know your lines before you get there. Because you have specific stage directions. Now, I don't mean that there's a
What?
plant in the audience to set up jokes or bits that say pause for laughter.
Oh, so it's just in case someone actually happens to say the mystery word.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's bad.
I
That's
mean that there were
sad.
specific things that the audience was scripted to do. Such as when Willy McDuff asked the audience,
does his
who
eyebrows
has
keep
brought
going?
their sense of wonder today? And the script calls
It's
for
stuck
the
in his hair.
audience to raise their hands. But some do it enthusiastically, and others do it timidly. How does the script know how the audience is going to react to that? Who fucking knows? But you better know what camp you're in. If little Billy is in the enthusiastic group but raises his hand
Sorry, Bill's getting his
timidly,
hair.
or God forbid doesn't raise his hand at all because he's 3 years old and in a strange environment, I'm going to put him in the Augustus Gloop murder chute. The script also predicts the future, as the audience are at one point, quote, visibly amused. Some are leaning in, fully engaged in Macduff's charismatic presence. To be
Okay, this sounds like he literally made an AI plan for how he thought things were gonna go, and it's all just his fantasy story, and none of it's going like that at all.
fair, look at Willy. That is
Yeah.
a fountain of charisma and charm. Remember, in being
tried so
engaged in his
hard.
charismatic presence, little Billy, or I'll be forced to take away your one singular jelly bean and give it to your sister. Because she
Nah.
knows how to hit her fucking mark. You'll never be as good as her, Billy. And not just the reactions were scripted. Entire lines were written for the audience to say. If an
Wow.
audience member ate the soup-flavoured jelly bean, which this production absolutely definitely had, and didn't say verbatim, it's like dinner.
Oh, great! So you think not only did they only get one single jelly bean, you think it was the Harry Potter nasty tasting jelly beans? That would be so horrible.
That'd be funny.
They get the skunk. They get the skunk jelly bean.
In a dessert. Astonishing. Then the entire thing just falls apart. Look, if the audience isn't literally psychic, that's not my fault. Fucking skill issue. The AI who wrote the
Wow.
script also seems to think that this is either a Disney-level production or a movie that has post-production graphic effects.
Poor
Because at
AI.
one point, Willy was supposed to catch a bubble with perfect timing, then let it go so it pops in his hand, and it would create a twinkling light that would float up into the rafters.
Wow.
No
Drugs.
fucking idea how that was supposed to be achieved other than training fireflies or having a tiny Roman candle hidden up your sleeve. But I can just imagine the performers reading this and then panicking, thinking to themselves, how the fuck are we supposed to do that?
How were they supposed to make their marks?
How is your eyebrow still hanging on?
Why? Why you still have them on?
3. Perform literal fucking magic. Also, while studying for this script, I think I may have solved the age-old question of...
What is that?
Because you see,
What
the
is
term
that?
artificial intelligence is a misnomer. Because it's actually really fucking stupid. And sometimes it will interpret words,
Too much
even
A,
words
not
that
enough
it
I.
generated, in a very strange way. Now, I don't know what the exact prompt was that led to
Bye.
this script, there's my alopecia again, being shouted out, but because of some of the lines said by Willy, I do have reason to believe that at some point in the prompt, Billy makes some reference to journeying into the unknown. This is because in the script, the characters talk about going through the unknown quite a few times before the scene where the unknown appears. The AI...
Oh, poor AI.
This is just.
They talk about the unknown. That is like, the AI is like, okay, this is clearly a
could put-
person.
I could have done something better with this. Well, give me $1,000. I could have done a better experience than this.
In her own
must
garage.
have gotten confused with the unknown being merely a concept and instead considered it an actual physical thing. And so
Yeah,
it
that's
had
smart.
to personify it as an evil chocolatier, wearing the
Why?
finest silver mask that Temu can recommend. I bet you're wondering what the original plot of the Willy Wonka chocolate experience was supposed to be.
Yes.
And if you weren't wondering that, then your childlike imagination is dead, your pineal gland is calcified, and your sense of whimsy has been ground to microplastics. But for those of you actual humans who were wondering, it starts as a fairly standard tour through wacky set pieces until the Twilight Tunnel, which is where Willie Macduff encounters the unknown. Apparently, the unknown covets a special piece of candy crafted in the ancient sugar forges of Willy's wondrous workshop.
Why?
One gobstopper to rule them all.
Okay.
You see, the unknown was actually a minor Maya in service to Melkor, but after the War of Wrath and Melkor's expulsion to the Void, where he But for real,
Exquisite?
the unknown is after an item known as the anti-graffiti gobstopper, which is a gobstopper.
I want to know why you have a villain-like character in your magical experience thing. This does not seem very child-friendly.
The fact he just put shit in AI prompts and just went shit out.
The fact, no. This guy is something special. He didn't even think to think.
He put the bare fucking minimal. What is the bare fucking minimal? You had to get out of your bed.
Just putting it together, I guess.
That somehow helps mothers clean up after their children. The unknown shows up, freezes time, and then twirls its mustache about how it's going to use the gobstopper to turn our worlds into chaos.
Why?
Subtly implying that there is an either interplanetary
eyebrows
or
again.
transdimensional network of chocolate factories. Or maybe the unknown is just literally Slanesh and wants us to eat lots and lots of candy so that we surrender to gluttony and can be corrupted. And you will be absolutely delighted
For
to know that in
kids.
the end, Willy McDuff does in fact prevail over this conniving candy con man. In a scene where the unknown attempts to take the anti-graffiti gobstopper from Willy. And Willy activates his inner Kevin McAllister and activates a series of traps that the Wonka Tour definitely had the budget for. Including fucking holograms. Until finally the unknown is defeated by being sucked up into a giant robot vacuum cleaner. Absolute cinema. That's how Paul Atreides versus Phaedrotha should have ended. Now, obviously, the entire script was absolute fucking garbage nonsense, and the
Yes.
actors abandoned the script pretty quickly and just
That's
started
good.
improvising the entire thing.
Well, what else can you do when your script is literally asking you to turn trash into gold?
You give them lemons, make lemonade, put in little tiny cups, and hand it out. That's what all you gotta do.
And honestly, all credit needs to be
And
given
one jelly
to these
bean.
actors, because it seems like they were in the exact same boat as the guests who were attending the Wonka experience,
Eyebrows gone
and they
again.
were completely blindsided by how shit it was. And none of the people who actually attended the event seemed to have anything bad to say about the actors. Especially
'cause they
this
tried.
poor girl who got immortalised forever as the meth head Oompa Loompa. Yes, we're actually saying that she was bending over backwards to make sure that the children still had the best time possible
Yeah.
despite the extremely shitty circumstances that she was working in. And the guests
tried.
all sympathised with her and praised her for doing her best. Big Billy Cool, however, well,
Where's he at?
that was a different story.
We guarantee a full refund starting from Monday. Okay, if you do not receive the
People were
refund,
fighting with him.
Oh my god, his teeth.
Well, it's Britain, what you expect.
No wonder why he needs the money. He looks like he's got bleeding gums.
Again, he puts bare minimal and effort and everything.
Because you're now into liquidation.
Why you got nose rings?
That's why you don't have
Oh my
pictures
god,
up
his
on
mouth.
It's actual photo shuttle stuff we've got up. Sorry,
we use artificial intelligence to rob the journey.
Give me my money back.
Using a fake. That's why you don't advertise exactly what the thing is about.
Yeah.
No, come back.
Thank you.
Right,
No,
this is-
nothing.
So again, for the purposes
Oh
of
god, he needs the money for his
For
teeth.
the company.
Aye, you
Ooh.
something that woman.
refunds, thank you for
Right,
your
we
time.
need it right.
Thank you for your time. Do you think you're going to...
With all them the teeth. He needed the money for his
If you wanted the
teeth.
queue along here with people, parents and their children.
Well, we get right.
No, you're lucky. Sorry.
Right in.
Your pal.
Oi.
You're lucky because it's
Come
got
back.
cameras in it, because that's fucking rigged all your book.
Come back.
News
As
ring
you
broke it
just
out.
saw, the parents who attended this event were absolutely
Pissed?
fucking
Eyebrow, no.
furious that they
It's
paid
stuck in his hair.
£35 for this steaming pile of AI-generated dog shite that literally made their children cry. And so many of these videos and pictures instantly went viral. to the point that it was global news.
Nice.
Also, none of the actors
back.
were actually paid for any of the work that they did.
Oh, that's
Billy
bull.
basically blocked all of their numbers, fucked off with the money, and vanished.
Wow, that was the worst scam in the world.
The guy's the biggest piece of shit.
This is good where it goes to say, don't do something unless you paid for it first, I guess.
Paid up front.
Ugh.
But the actors all went on to have very different post-Wonka experiences. Kirsty Patterson, the Oompa Loompa that you all remember, took the idea and ran with it. Starting an Instagram on @ScottishOompa a Twitter account @YesIt'sMe2024, and doing the whole interview circuit. Felicia, the 16-year-old who was hired to play the unknown, got a chance to train with...
That was a 16-year-old?
Apparently, unless she was on a stilt or something.
As well, you couldn't tell what gender it was.
Yeah.
team down at London Dungeon and had a few guest gigs there. And
How
Paul
horrible
Connell,
do you-
one of the actors playing Willy,
How horrible do you have to feel that you're dressed up as something that's scaring kids?
Well, didn't you technically do that when you worked at Halloween Haunt?
No, because I was paid to scare people.
Yeah, true.
I was supposed to.
did a Reddit AMA. I probably shouldn't have ended with that one. But what about Big Bad Billy Cool? Well, he said that his life was ruined by the experience. And he
Oh.
got a lot of online messages. He
I wonder
said,
why.
and I quote, "I was getting hundreds and hundreds calling me the most awful names, saying I'm a
Yep.
villain, I'm a horrific dad, I'm better off dead,
He was a
I should
dad?
kill myself. I was devastated and I was sick to the pit of my tummy. I had..."
Well, you did kind of steal a bunch of people's money, and you didn't pay your actors, so...
And you went out like his eyebrow did.
Yeah.
a whole
God, he was a
host
dad.
of emotions. Now that actually does make me feel kind of bad. It would be really, really horrible getting a bunch of messages that made you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
bad.
in November of last year, Billy was convicted of sexual harassment because he kept sexting someone from a fake account after she very, very many times told him to stop. He was saying things like, "sugar lips," "my wee charm," "sexy," and last but not least, "I am the wolf and you are my prey. I will get you." After the woman again told Billy to stop, he replied with even more messages and also pictures of his Willy Wonka. After which he was arrested, given a year
Oh, crap! That's where all those poor people's money went to
Yeah.
get him bond.
of probation, 120 hours of community service, and he was also put on the sex offenders register.
Haha.
All those people thinking that the chocolate factory stunt was a little bit sinister might have been onto something. Now, why did I wait so long to cover this story when it was global news from my own country and the...
On the bright side, at least it could have been worse. With him being like this, I'm glad like no little kids were harmed in this. It could have been
Not
worse.
physically. They're probably harmed psychologically the rest of life.
Point.
event itself happened literally just down the road from where I'm sitting right now. It's because when I make a video like this, I like to wait a while for all the dust to settle and all the facts to come in. As
Right.
for why it took over a year, it's because I was so certain that there was going to be an arrest or civil lawsuits against Billy, the big bad wolf.
But there
But
wasn't.
sadly, none came.
Huh.
But the happy ending that we all got here is that the guy who made an event that scammed and traumatized kids is now on a register where he isn't allowed near kids.
Well, on the bright side, he got karma. Got his just desserts.
Yeah.
Not in the way we were expecting, but I guess in the way we needed.
Sometimes they hear all heroes wear capes.
So that's a win for everyone. So where does that leave us? Well, I don't know if Willy's chocolate experience enters the hallowed halls
shocked.
of events
Against him,
such
yeah.
as Fire Festival, Rainforest, or
Hey.
DashCon. Because at the end of the day, in the grand scale of events, this one was pretty low cost and low commitment in comparison. Sure, it ruined a nice day out for a lot of families and probably traumatized some
no part in
children.
this video
But at
you gotta
least
check
no
out.
one was in a piss-soaked
Okay.
ball pit eating FEMA rice. It was just a disappointment.
Yeah.
Like when you expect a video to have a proper ending.
Damn. Oopa Loopa son. Going out.
Your bitch sucks on my Willy Wonka like it's an everlasting gobstopper. I gave that bitch some sugar. She took a face full of frosting. We smoking Augustus Gloop. Hotbox in the glass elevator with that shit that takes us to minus land. They found me in the jungle. I'm feral. We smoking that shit that put Grandpa Joe back in bed. Popping so many zins down the chocolate river, I be in permanent Wonka vision. My bitch thicker than Violet Beauregard. Ass so fat, the bitch tastes like blueberry pie. We smoking Veruca bath salts. We be pushing so many Wonka bars, the Federal Reserve got free golden tickets. I bust a nut and still put her in the garbage chute. Mixing that calling it fizzy lifting drink. You don't get it, chit. I just need the Wonka weed. Ah, the tunnel! Don't put me in the tunnel! I showed her my Willy. Never seen her get wilder. Bitch called me short, so I broke her knees with a stick of rock candy. I'll fucking kill you. Don't touch my cocoa slime. You find out why I got the gloves on. Smoking that shit that put Mike in the TV. Fuck fair trade. I'm taking all of it. We rolling cotton candy kush using golden
Rolling
tickets.
cotton
Bitch, I ate the goose. When Charlie was passed out, me and Joe double teamed his grandma while the others watched. Got on top of that bitch and spun like a helicopter rotor. 4 bitches in the bed is a standard night for me. Charlie ain't special. Nestle, why don't you Nestle these nuts in your mouth, slime? Blew out the op's whole personality, then did a jig and
going
song
all
about
out.
what happens when you put up on gang. I tanned the cup in a half. I ate the cocoa beans whole. I'm getting African mothers relying on formula. My product too pure.
Oh my
Oompa Loompa
gosh.
Doop-de-doo. Take away the chocolate and I'll fucking kill you.
I gotta know. Oh my god, how long does this go?
It goes for another 5 minutes.
Oh, please, no.
It's funny.
Please. It's giving me brain rot. Did he AI write this, or did he seriously take the time to write this?
I think he wrote this.
Oh god, my
I'm
brain.
hot as shit. The Nesquik bunny's dick big as hell. I seen it. She's sucking so hard I thought she got the Nesquik straw. We smoking Mars bars. We smoking Milky Ways. We smoking straight plutonium for a healthy orange glow. Hook the African bitches on formula. Their milk is mine. Been cranking the doohickey so hard, bitch be hornswoggle. Peter Dinklage criticized our hiring practices. You wouldn't last 2 seconds in Oompa Loompa Land. We operate under the radar, under the sidelines. You wouldn't get it, Ned. Loompa Land got the high-strength cocoa booger beans. Got me tasting the whole meal. Judge gave Amber the factory. Never packed more fudge in my life.
Holy crap, they fixed the audio.
Global warming got Willy Wonka looking at train technology. Ran so many trains on shit.
God, did
got
you
Willy
seriously-
Wonka contemplating rail. Candy too strange. Got me licking everything.
No,
The doorknob is black liquor.
You guys can sit here,
in the
listen to.
chocolate mix.
You guys can sit here and continue to listen to this with Chuck and Ben. I'm tapping out. Bye. Mwah. Deal with this weirdness.
Popping
I'm
candy.
tapping.
I popped
You're done?
the chocolate
I'm
rib.
done.
I saw the end of the gobstopper. I've just got so much yummy. Shit. The golden ticket don't come with no discount. I want my fucking money. I got hundreds and thousands, Ned. You're counting penny chews. Been tipping shit with chocolate coins. He forgot I'm different. Cum pattern on your bitch's face so unique. Had to call up Cadbury's to announce a new marvelous creation. Eating popping candy when I go to sleep because I find the sound of gunfire comforting. Gave a bitch the hooker before the doopity-doo. I called that the Turkish delight. Took a bite of Hershey's and threw up both my fucking lungs. Turned me into a chocolate fountain. Pull up on my factory and I'll choke you out with white gloves, Hershey. They forgot Willy Wonka is him. We moving products out of factories while you're stuck in the street corner. Get in your lane or get a song, Ned. I choked the bitch out with the strawberry laces. Twisting and licking a biracial bitch, calling her an Oreo. I break the Kit Kat laterally. Don't fuck with me. Your bitch eats Kit Kats the wide way. Pull up on my crew, you'll get licked out with the left Twix, right Twix. Lick that bitch out like a cream egg. Your bitch sucks on me like she's trying to figure out how many licks it takes to get to the center. And she calls me up at 2 a.m. to demand a recount. Bitch, I am known.
It's still going.
It's still going.
Oh my god.
Product so gritty got me baring my fangs.
He's only got a
I'm
minute and a
vicious.
half.
Didn't jack
No,
off for
I'm
a
not
whole
sticking
month and
around
drank no
anymore.
water. So when I finally bust, it was that Krispy Kreme. Can't even eat chocolate
I
because I
beat
don't
to
want to
Malcolm,
poison that
just sit
dog
there
in
and
me.
sleep
Bitch,
mode.
no, I double tap when I hit it.
No.
Got
You
me
wanna end the
dunking.
stream
I
here?
need my cocoa
Yes,
slime. I got
please.
my crazy.
Well, that was that.
You finish, you finish it on your own. I'm not.
You're done?
I'm
You creeped
done.
you out?
It's just hurting my brain at this point.
So we can rate in.